Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I'm the Innkeeper today, playing some Timber and Stone Land of Islay, Season 3, with Islay. Oh, crap. Sorry, Islay. I mean, Islay. There we go. Absolutely fantastic. I've been searching for quite an interesting world, and I think I found one with some interesting properties. That'd be pretty fantastic. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Islay escaped the necromantic hordes and brought some people with her. Yeah, no one died. Don't you worry about it. It was a complete and utter victory. She just wanted to get away from the unfortunate madness of the whole situation. It was quite... Islay, you weren't exactly feeling good about the situation, were you? I'm not too sure if Islay... Are you Merv, Islay? I mean, Merv, are you Islay? Wait. Okay, wait. Maybe my subconscious already thinks so. Anyway... I didn't start by looking for worlds because I was pretty much looking for 25 minutes before I could find something that was pretty cool. What we have found, if I go into normal RTS mode, is a pretty unique looking sort of lagoon, trench, moat, sort of natural moat going on right here. And then we've got sort of our choke point. But then around it we can make a cool wall. I'm thinking this entire center... Now, I might add, I know it's pretty big in comparison, but making worlds is a little bit easier now. Just because of how easy it is to make minerals. So, if we're going to be doing this for as long as we were doing the last season, we may as well think big, okay? I want a cool castle in the middle, and around it, I want lots of towns with thatched roofs, stuff like that, or maybe outside has thatched roofs, and the ones inside are not as thatched. A little bit cooler looking. And around it are just walls. That'd be absolutely fantastic. We do need to make a road. There's a lot we have to do, okay? But that's what I'm thinking. This is a pretty cool looking world. Then, of course, we have a cool hill right here. Now, I did want to make the castle. I just wanted to make a single castle and put it on top of, like, a hill. But you can't do that simply because you can't build any higher. They did, I believe there was something about increasing the heights in the stream that we did. The developers were thinking about doing it. I'm not too sure. Don't take my word for it. But if we go all the way up here, you can't really build too far up. Yeah, that's as far as you can build from this top point. However, that's far enough when you go down a few extra layers, which is pretty fantastic. Anyway, we should probably get going. For those that probably haven't realized yet, you can hear sort of a little bit of music in the background. That's a bit of windswept for you. I felt like the previous episodes of Season 1 and 2 were a little bit sort of dull because most of the time the music wasn't on. So you probably won't be hearing much of the Timber and Stone soundtrack, unfortunately, because it's a little bit stuttery as well. Do say in the comments if it's a little bit annoying and you just want to have complete and utter silence every now and then. It's just, you're not really meant to... You're meant to know it's there, but not really take much notice to it, the music, that is. Just drowns out some of the nothingness, that is. So there we go. We got Islay, who is, I might add, a level 4 blacksmith, which is pretty fantastic. We do need her to be a blacksmith. I do believe Nelria wanted to be a blacksmith. Unfortunately, Nelria, you will not be a blacksmith. You will be our... I need to find someone that's lazy. Clumsy, cowardly, quick learner, hard worker. Unfortunately, we can't find anyone that's lazy just yet. So Nelria hasn't made it. Okay, well, just for lore RP purposes, that is. Nelria is still running away from the zombie hordes. He didn't die, don't you worry, no one died. I'm just going to keep saying that because I think it's quite funny. But we do need to start adding a few people, if I can remember. So we got Ephrael, it's one of the devs. We got Gisette right here. We got Sutton. Now we're going to change this to Chris because Chris was with us the last time as a fisherman. Now this world is a little bit different because, I mean, we've got a lot of water, but it's not deep water. I'm not too sure if it really changes how you fish. I imagine you can still fish, but I think we're going to primarily farm because I think it's a little bit cooler. I want to have sort of cool farmland and stuff like that. I don't want to prioritize fishing as much. We still will do it, though. Don't get me wrong. We could have, like, a cool little fishing village right here. I like the idea of that. And other than that, there was another map where I wanted to build between a wall that got to a little lagoon of water, but I found this one. It was just significantly better. Right, so I've not started yet. So we got Islay, Ephrael, we got Chris right here, the lumberjack, Abel Wood. I can't remember most of the names, unfortunately. We got Z903, one of the devs. Right there, pretty fantastic. We need Sniper. Who's good at archery? Ah, well, we can use the functionality to determine that. I think that's a pretty good idea. So who is a good archer? Of course, you probably won't be an archer at first. Looks like Uriah Laus, which is, well, the person that I wanted to be the archer in the first place. So we got sniper. We do need hood as well, but for now, we'll just have sniper. I like the idea of that. Of course, it's a little bit of a strange name for a person, but, you know, no one knows his true name. True name's actually Hood. So there you go. We'll talk about that later. But we need to actually get started before we start naming our people. Now, what do we want right now? We do have a lumberjack. Let's just check our tools right now. I'm going to take a little while to actually get used to this. I've not played since the live stream. I've stopped myself so I can experience everything on the fly. So we got stone hammers, 2 stone hammers, 3 stone picks, 1 stone axe, a stone hoe, and I think I may have looked over something here. Probably not, since I am, well, I'm just so fantastic. I don't think I would do such a thing. We do need to create a knife so that we can actually start grinding and killing some animals. That'd be pretty fantastic. I'm not going to lie. Also, I've not sorted with the buy or sell system yet, so that'd be pretty cool to see in the future. Make shops. Be pretty fantastic. This, unfortunately, does require a standard ingot, which looks like copper. So that's what we'll need. And we do need to be certain levels in order to do certain things. It's mostly iron on this world, I found. So let's see. Who is good at what? Who is the best at their profession? So we got a level 4 tailor right here. Z903. Apparently is the tailor, which is a bit weird for a robot. Are you good at being a soldier? No, you're not. You're level 1. Islay's a good soldier. Level 3, the top dog of the soldiers. However, we can improve their levels pretty easily, so I'm not going to worry about that too much. I think we should get another wood chopper, being you, sniper. You have to be a wood chopper for now. It is red, like an archer, so I'd say it works out. Islay is currently a blacksmith. I think we can change you, Islay, to your usual role, being the stonemason. Because you're usually a stonemason, but you being a level 4 blacksmith is a pretty good thing as well, so we can swap between them. Gisette, you seem to be a really good fisherman, also a really good stonemason, so we'll change you to probably a... No one's a good carpenter, which means you should be a good carpenter. We'll get you going. Ephrael seems to be a builder right now, but we're not really going to use much... Well, we're not going to do much building anytime soon, that is. We will need a farmer, and it does seem like Humphrey right here is a really good farmer, so we'll keep you the way you are. Maybe we can change Humphrey to Chipopo or Usk. I mean, I can't... Unfortunately, I can't remember how to properly Usk Ray or something like that. I'm going to call you them Usk for now. I do apologize. This is probably very frustrating. Unfortunately, Usk, you will be the farmer. Usk. I like it. No one knows his true name. Once again, no one knows his true name again. We're going back to that. So we will need a farmer. Chris was the fisherman last time. I reckon we'll keep him as the lumberjack for now because he's good at it. But already he's a good fisherman, so he's got future goals for him. That's pretty fantastic. And then we've got a level 4 stonemason here being Abel. Abel's going to teach Islay. Islay's suffering from some amnesia. See, that's part of the story. We're all suffering from amnesia. The necromantic attack. This could be a simulation. We're in the Matrix. It's all different, you see. Okay, maybe not. Let's not go that far. But we've been... Oh, we need a miner, of course. So, who can be our miner? A carpenter would definitely need. Ephrael right now is a builder, so you can be a miner, Ephrael. Get off your ass. Start mining. So, we're going to flatten the land a little bit here. We kind of want to flatten this for the most part. Not everything, because I kind of like the different levels, but it should be for the most part flat. We'll get rid of that area so that we can, well, just like I said, start flattening it out. I'm not too sure what level miner you are. I think you were level 1, so we want to get the... Oh, going to take me a little while to get used to all these controls. I can click tab, by the way. Oh, wow. The game just started to really lag out on me here, and now it's back to normal. I'm wondering why that is. It might have been its way of saving the game. I'm not too sure. We do have shadows on right now, so you're going to have to pay attention to that. Right, so if we, let's see, is there... Oh, I guess a miner can just keep leveling because he's just going to keep mining. Don't worry about it. As for the carpenter, you're level 1, which means you should train under level 3. Woodchopper level 3, doesn't really matter if you're a woodchopper. Stonemason level 4, farmer level 3. Tailor, we don't want you to be the tailor still, so I think we should get you into some sort of mining role, robot. I like the idea of that. We need more miners. You're already level 2 miner, so I like the idea of that. Nice and quick. We've got a lot of tools with us already. Then we've got Abel, the stonemason, who is very much able. And then Islay, who is another stonemason trained under level 3. Fantastic. So we can get this started. We'll make a little farm over here. Oh, wow. I like the shadows going on right here. We can make a really cool-looking farm. We got some flax. We got potatoes. I'm going to make potatoes. They're all good round fruit. I'm sorry. Vegetable. I'm apologize. Oh, no. We're going to have a debate now. It's that kind of thing happens. It is very humorous to me. So we'll chop down these mature trees. That one is apparently not mature. We'll not worry about that anytime soon. We should get going as well after we do this. There's a lot of pretty good looking land right now. Of course, I do believe it's quite sparse. Yeah, as you can see, there's not many trees, but we'll start an orchard somewhere outside where the keeper's going to be. Probably better to have it inside, to be honest with you. We want to get rid of a few of these trees at the same time after that takes place. But we're going to mine most of these trees that are in the center. Now, before, we did have a river to deal with matriarchs. I'm not too sure how matriarchs deal with one-layer thick sort of moats. I mean, I'm not going to lie, this moat's not going to save us from doing anything. This is purely aesthetic. That's basically it, okay? If a matriarch attacks us, we're probably going to die. And that's season 3 for you. That would be quite fantastic. Probably won't end up like that. I think I did it last time on the other season where I just sort of started again. Well, not really. I went back to my backup. That's where the backups exist, okay? Leave me alone. I'm not a cheater. You're a cheater. Right. So we're going to get the primary log source right here. We do need to get some resources ready. By that I mean storage space ready for the inevitable hordes. I want to get this storage marker up here. And we will eventually be monitoring most of the resources that will be popping up on our doorstep. Let's see. We'll get 2. What do we... Okay, it doesn't actually cost much. So we'll get like 2 log piles right here. We're just going to have sort of the random storage spaces, and then we'll sort of start to expand our land. It's going to take us a little while before we actually start expanding around here. So we may want to start off small, and then later on, just, you know, branch out. I like the idea. That's how it works, really. We'll make sure to have our soldier on us, though. We'll have to prepare, though, for the matriarch, because it's definitely going to kill us all if we don't have what we need at the time, which will be full steel armor, or at least really good armor. Right, so we'll also go to masonry. Well, there's a masonry stockpile right here, so we'll just plonk that down. I want it to be sort of randomly placed. I like the idea of that. Let's see, what else do we have? Treasure, no. Food seeds. We do need a few food crates. They're pretty easy to make. The problem is they don't store much food, which is why making food barrels is really good later on. 4 level 5 carpenters, that is. And then you got weapons and armor. What am I looking for? Metals, minecart, ingot stack. Okay, resource crate. We need timber to make a lot of this stuff. I think masonry is probably where we put all of our rocks as well, which requires a level 2 miner. So yeah, that's probably how that works. Let's get going. Everyone get to their jobs done. I like the idea of that. Look at that. Start mining up. We're running at a good 60 right now. So I like the idea of that. Wow, I can only hear from one side. Wait, I need to... Oh, no. It says purely professional. Now, hopefully the music in the background doesn't overshadow the sounds in the background. In fact, I am so OCD about this. I'm not OCD at all. Not to offend those that are. We are purely of open... God, it's boiling in this room, I might add. It's also... I'm back after work, I might add. And I was looking forward to playing this ever since I woke up this morning. I was like, yeah, Season 3! Very exciting. And also, the game looks great. And for all that excitement, I bought myself an energy drink to make myself triple pumped. Also, apparently I need an axe, which isn't great. We will need to go to workshops and create ourselves a timbering bench. We're going to get a bit of stone later on. We want to make ourselves a workbench, and we're just going to pop it down right here like we usually do. And then a timbering workbench, which shall be on the side here, so that we got clear building parameters. I like the idea of that. And then we'll go to storage, wood, and timber pile, and just plonk that on the side there. So there we are. Look at these farms. The farms look better as well, just because of the way it morphs into the land. I'm looking forward to seeing what else will really happen when it comes to the morphing aspects, which is the word I was trying to say right there, for those that were confused. We will need to make ourselves a stone axe. I love how nothing else is breakable other than... I mean, I think it would have been It would have made more sense if they made the solid versions of tools breakable as well, just a less chance. But then the strong stuff is where it truly just cannot break. I don't know, because I feel like it's a little bit overpowered otherwise. I like the idea of just constantly making these really good tools, but they're still able to break. Oh, excuse me. Maybe they can all break. I'm not too sure. But I like the idea anyway that there is a tool that cannot be broken, but it's very expensive to make. Increasing that longevity. And by that, I mean you don't have to mine forever. So, although you still need to mine because, you know, more people. That'd be a pretty good thing indeed. Strong fishing rod was something that I completely missed. You need to be a level 11 carpenter. I like that. That's pretty good. We need to make a stone axe. Let's not get carried away. That's pretty easy to make, and it requires... Do we want to maintain? We want to maintain 2 of each of these at the moment. So we'll go ahead and do so. We want to make a knife eventually as well. And we will need to have ourselves... I completely forgot to do this. We've got some miners. So what we'll do is we'll take one of the miners right here, and we'll turn you into a forager. Now, we may want 2 of these, but then again, no. So, Z903, you are our forager of choice. Go out and defeat your minions with grace, of course. Harvest wild wheat, and then just sort of loot bodies and hunt stuff. It'd be really freaky once we start getting attacked by random critters. That'll be a very scary thing indeed. We want to go ahead and start making ourselves some timber. I'm not just sure how to make axes, but I'm pretty sure timber is involved. No, wood logs. Stone axe with wood logs right here, which doesn't say where it should be made, but I imagine it's made at the like crafting table or something. It could be made at the masonry bench though, so... Actually, no, I'm pretty sure it just gets made wherever. Oh, it says it underneath there. It just, you can make this without something. All right, then that makes sense. I'm not just sure who's capable of making it. Stonemason, apparently. Okay. Only a stonemason. I don't have the materials to craft the food crate. Don't you worry. Eventually, we will create ourselves what we require. Unfortunately, I feel like someone has fallen asleep, though. I'm not sure if anyone else is having that problem. Islay is missing. Oh, no, there you are, Islay. What are you doing, Islay? You got to go do the job. Which is something. Alright, we're gathering more logs. Okay, so we want to get the storage up, and we also want to start sort of looking at the particular resources that we want to monitor or track. So we want to do it in a row. Merv, stop nipping me. It's very rude. Fly. Okay, keeps nipping me. It's very, very annoying. Right, so we'll go to raw materials. We'll go ahead and we'll monitor stone, wood. It looks like it goes down on the pile. I want to sort of monitor wood first. So, I mean, that would mean... No, okay. Wait, what? Is it because it's on a different part of the list? Can I move it up? Okay, it doesn't matter. I'm not going to lie. It really doesn't matter. I'm just being picky. So, raw stone, raw wood. Do we want to also... Yeah, I guess we may as well track timber as well. Strong timber. I wonder what that makes. Probably strong stuff. There we are. Makes sense. I'm just being literal here. I don't really want to track tools, because I know we'll want tools when they moan about it. It looks like this guy might want a tool. He's already broke his stone hoe. Typical, if you ask me. So if we go ahead to our resources, and we go ahead to our hand tools, go ahead and make ourselves another one of these. There we are. They're making themselves... some more stuff. Now, Islay's level 3 stonemason now, which was very quick. So I guess level under 3 is really easy to use. There you are. For those that don't know, level under 3 just gives them random XP. That's basically it. Until they are a specific level. They put that in, and I imagine it'll eventually go out, but they put it in because they couldn't really think of anything to make for an early gameplay to give them XP. I mean, mine is pretty simple. They mine lumberjacks, pretty simple. They chop down wood. Masons, you know, make more metal. You know, they wanted to be a certain level for that. Anyway, what do you have on you right now? 16? 16 raw logs, which is pretty great. We still need to... Oh, food, of course. We need to monitor that. If we go to food, track that. There we are. Unfortunately, food is sort of at a point that I don't want it to be at. It's a bit random, I know. I'm used to food being at the top. Oh, I can right-click on these, I forgot, and then just sort of... Yeah, will that work? No, that doesn't work. I'm wondering why some of them take precedent. Is it because No, that won't be why. Precedents. Am I saying? No, let's go back. Take a back step. I know you need an axe. Don't you worry. We're nearly there now. If we just go ahead and try and find out why you still... What? Oh, but do we want somewhere to store it? Is that the problem? What have you got in your inventory? What have you got in your inventory? Are you just a little bit slow? Oh, right. It's because you can't go pick it up. There we go. Everyone's hanging around the bloody wagon. Makes sense. I thought I was going nuts then. Right, so we're chopping down a few more trees. We got our illustrious Z903 robot. The T903, a very early model. Actually, a very late model, really. Getting close. A prototype, the T1000. So be careful. He's going to do some crazy morphing. We got to watch out for that. I will take a drink of this delicious beverage. There we are. It's not water, and it is energy in pure liquid form, which is pretty good. I do require it after a long day. There you go. More pumped. Look at this. I like it. It looks a bit strange. It makes it look a little more wild than actual sort of man cultivation going on right here. But I imagine later on we can put some wood between these, or, you know, something to make it look a little bit more man-made. Put a fence around it when we have a sort of bigger farm. I like the idea of that. We do need to set up a hall, which is something that we'll get around to eventually. We do need to set up some more mining, so we'll get that done. We'll sort of chop down this bit here. I imagine we want to chop it up by layer first, just to make it a little bit easier. We seem to already have some sort of mine going on right here, which is good to see. So we just go ahead and do so. Now, we are on a good speed right now. And I'm not too sure if we will be able to succeed in our grand schemes of actually making this a really cool-looking castle with nice walls around it to defend us against any enemies. Not only that, but it's going to be quite difficult to make a sort of diagonal gate, like over here, because the gate's got to be diagonal by the looks of it, which is going to be an interesting skill. I can do it though, but it just takes a little bit more effort, a little bit more brain thoughts in order to actually get it done right. Brain thoughts, you heard me right. I'm using my brain this time. Not only that, but it's going to take us 5,000 years to do this. It's too big, okay? My aspirations, right? I think I'm using that word again wrong. My well, it's some word. I bet you know what word it is, so I'm not going to worry about it too much. But my thoughts right now are not in the right place. Unfortunately, you do not have the materials. You look a lot like a miner. Let's go next to a miner, and let's just, like, from behind. Okay, maybe not. I mean, the miner seems to have a sort of really nice-looking vest on, whereas you just sort of have a really crappy apron. Not exactly what I'm looking for. But unfortunately, you do not have the minerals. I imagine it's because we need to make some timber. So let's go ahead and do that. After all, we do need to make a timber and stone. Ha-ha! Timber and brick, wow. Well, I mean, there's stone right here, I suppose. Oh, no, raw stone. Timber and raw stone. There you go. Carpenter level 2 does create that, and we do have a carpenter level 2. So we'll go ahead and maintain sort of 32 of that. That's pretty good. We do make 4 for every 2 logs, so we're just times 2 of whatever we have, which is pretty fantastic. Not too sure if that maintains the store. Well, no, because it's every 4, so that's how it works. So we will get 32 timber, which is pretty great. I like how it works like that. We will be able, though, to make the food storage, which is required. Oh, no, apparently not. We're good. We don't need anything. I like the wood just sort of laying about right here. And I like how you can upgrade it as well. It means you can work around the different sort of log types. Well, though, the different storage types. So it can help decorate your land. We'll need to get a pallet truck to move up the masonry stockpile. Of course, it's not exactly helpful. It's on these wood, well, some form of pallet, even though it's just 4 wood planks. Not only that, but you've managed to make 4 wood planks. We have no way of sort of refining and morphing wood into that sort of perfect of a shape. So where you got them, I don't know. I guess we took them in the wagon that we stole from those people. I mean, we put together and built. we didn't take it. Who said that? It's going to take a little while for these guys to actually get levels up. Ephraim right now. We're just going to go ahead. Actually, how long until next level? Okay, we're just... Oh, no. It's going to take a little while, apparently. I imagine they get more XP from mining up these resources, but for now, they don't really have the levels for it. Him chopping away right here. Chris, how you doing, buddy? Level 3 wood chopper. I wouldn't say very well. Independently chop nearest. I don't like to do that. Okay, now this is interesting. I really wish they could set a time so I could just have like 2 people on sort of, well, everyone is awake during the day and then at night no one's asleep. But then again, nothing will happen at night. That's the problem. And we want things to still happen at night. We just don't want to have the issue that we kept having last season where people would just be falling asleep at really... Where'd you go? He was just here. Where... Did he become a chicken? Okay, then I thought it said... dominate chicken then for a second. I thought it was going to go into different uncharted territories. Well, uncharted to some maybe. That's you, innit, Chris? Yeah, okay. Nearly level 4, which is pretty great. You've got 8 wood right there, which is pretty fantastic. We still need to wait for the lazy migrant in order for... The lazy migrant. That sounds like a fantastic name for an inn. Oh, wow. We've done it. I don't need to do this anymore. The lazy migrant. That is the whole purpose. Also, there's a nice little pond right here. I just realized. That's really nice. We could have a little fishing house right here. Or this can be the courtyard. Really, really small bit of what... I've never seen it before because we're always at this angle for the most part. No, most part. Which means the tree slightly covers it. It's also this really ugly version. Which the sheep is going to partake in a delicious meal. Your nose seems to have increased greatly. It's, Your Highness. Meh. Oh, he's eating the grass. Man, I need some water. I do have backup water just in case. Oh, you hear that pop? Fantastic. I like how we can maintain this timber as well. So we just seem like most of the time we just need to sort of sit around. Not really think about anything. Yep, that's why we're here. Why is my storage keep? Is it because I keep clicking tab? If I do this, click on farm, click to create a farm, then click tab. No, okay. Click tab again, click tab again, click tab again. Okay, it takes you out of storage. It literally just takes you back. It's like Control Z. That's pretty fantastic. Is there a version like Control tab which makes me go through it again? Okay, that'd be cool. There's probably an option for that in the options menu, I'd imagine. It's getting dark though, and we don't have a light source, so we need to go ahead and make ourselves a lovely campfire. Do we want 2? Probably not. Feels like a waste. Ooh, where do we want it? Like right here? Sure, why not? We'll make ourselves a lovely campfire right there. Since it's not really in the way, in my opinion. What do we have on us right now when it comes to food? We got 87 food, which is pretty good. Who makes the campfire? Imagine the lumberjack does. Is that the lumberjack sign? I imagine it is. Gotta get used to these signs. Let's see the... Oh, yep, the wood chopper. I keep calling them lumberjacks. Look, I'm calling them what they are, okay? I just gotta find them. Here he comes. Oh, crap. He's gonna go over this obstacle. Oh, no, he's going around it. Wow, we got smart AI. That's pretty fantastic. Oh, no, wait. He's gonna get it before him. Chris, don't get rid of Sniper's glory. Islay, get out of the way. You, Islay? No, you're just set. Sorry, Islay. I forgot what you look like for a second. It looks like he's just turned that bit red, which is pretty fantastic. Tell you what, though. The food storage is pretty great. Because it's sort of a cheap version of just sort of planting a random food barrel. It doesn't cost a bit of copper. I imagine that looks really good. I've said that before, I believe. But I imagine in the past, well, no, I imagine the storage for food barrels, even though it increases your food storage greatly, I imagine so, yeah. So 5 times better, basically. It does cost you a little bit of copper right there, as you can see. It's also a fish rack. So food storage provides 30 mass, which is created by a fisherman. I think it's just another way of saying like food storage, but it sort of emphasizes a harbor a little bit more, which I like the idea of. It might also keep fishermen near a specific area, which would also be pretty great. Delicious. What happened to the noise? Okay, it went out for a little while. If we just zoom right out, we might want to increase our draw distance, but I don't want to crash. So the game is more prone to crashing than it used to be. But we're going to go ahead and do so, because right now, I'm not too sure what that's all about, but we'll go as far as we can. There we are. You know what? We'll go all the way. Why not? We'll go nuts. This is mostly for performance sake, which is why I don't want to do it. But it seems we're working well. It's not clear enough. I mean, it's not stable enough. It seems to be twitching already. I want it to be at a decent distance that we can all get used to. So, I mean, I think that's all right. It's about the same, really. But it's what we can see, which I think is pretty good. Anyway, let's go all the way down.